2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No.
Welcome to G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button as you come on in. Big shout out to the sponsors of the channel, my boy Fast Classic. His mixtape is in the description box. It is absolutely free. Definitely give him a download, give him a listen. And my boy Matt, definitely check his apparel out on IG at We All From. Now, I was reading this article and I honestly thought, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was April Fool's Day. And to read this article and to find out that it's serious, it really got my emotions going in a lot of different directions. Nigel Benn, one of the most famous UK fighters of all time, he's returning to the ring to fight Sakio Bika on November 23rd, 2019. Now, I'm not talking about Nigel Benn's son, Conor Benn. I'm not talking about Conor Benn. I'm talking about his dad, Nigel Benn. Nigel Benn is returning to the ring to fight Sakio Bika on November 23rd, 2019. Now, before I even get started, I'm not even gonna front. I'm probably gonna be bouncing all over the place in this video because I can't believe the news. So I'm definitely gonna be bouncing all over the place. So this is not gonna be some structured video. I'm letting y'all know that right now. To give people some background on Nigel Benn. Nigel Benn is one of my favorite fighters of all time. His nickname is the Dark Destroyer. He is famous in the UK. He's one of the best power punchers the game has seen. But there's a few problems with this scenario. Number one, he is 55 years old. 5'5", double nickels. He's 55 years old. Second thing, the last time he fought was in 1996. The last time he fought was 1996. And the third thing is Sakio Bika is not a young guy, but it wasn't that long ago when he had 2 straight fights with Anthony Durrell and he just fought David Benavidez for the WBC title. So Sakio Bika is a dangerous guy. He's not a world-class fighter, but he's a dangerous fighter. Y'all got to work with me on this one because I'm trying to talk myself through this without sounding crazy. So just work with me a little bit on this one. Nigel Benn is one of my favorite fighters of all time for this reason and this one reason only. Nigel Benn is most known for his fights with Chris Eubank Sr. Not Jr., Chris Eubank Sr. And one of my favorite boxing stories that I ever heard on any fighter was with Nigel Benn. Now, with Nigel Benn, he was scheduled to fight Chris Eubank Sr. And back then, they didn't have their weigh-ins the day before the fight. They had their weigh-ins the day of the fight. They had it either in the morning or they had it at noon back then. And I remember watching a documentary and Nigel Benn woke up the morning of the fight and he was 6 3/4 pounds overweight the morning of the fight. The weigh-in was at 12 noon, He had 3.5 hours to lose 6.75 pounds. And he lost 6.75 pounds, basically 7 pounds in 3 hours, and went out there the same night and fought his ass off. For the people that don't know, that's the same fight where they cut Chris Eubanks Sr. music off during the middle of his ring entrance. That's what that fight is famous for. Now, Nigel Benn ended up getting stopped in that fight, but for you to lose 7 pounds that morning and then come back and fight the way you did that night, that's some of the most gangster shit that I ever heard in boxing. And for that reason alone, Nigel Benn will always be one of my favorites for that. Like, that's ultimate dedication, because he could have said, fuck that, I'm not losing those 7 pounds, cut him another check and we gonna fight. But he was a professional and he lost 7 pounds in 3.5 hours. Whoever his nutritionist was, I'd have fired his ass. You know what I'm saying? I'd have fired his ass. You know what I mean? Got me 6.75 pounds overweight the morning of the fight. That's crazy. But that's neither here nor there. I wanted to tell that story because that's one of my favorite stories just in boxing, period. Now, I got a couple of problems with this. Number one, I've always said on the channel, you can't stop a person from trying to earn a check. And I don't care how much Nigel Benn is saying that he's doing this for closure. He's doing this for closure with a check. He's doing this for closure with a check. Point blank, period. He's getting paid for this fight. I have a problem with, it's not the fact that he's 55. Like, that's part of it. But the fact that he hasn't fought since 1996 and you're coming back to fight Sakio Bika? Who cleared this fight? Like, who cleared Nigel Benn to fight? Again, I'm not saying that the man can't hop back in the ring. I'm not saying that the man can't earn a check. I mean, hell, we watched Bernard Hopkins fight to his late 40s, 50. We're watching Manny Pacquiao fight in his 40s. We watch plenty of guys fight in their 40s. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen this happen. Cornelius K9 Bundridge, he's coming back into the ring, I think, next month in November. And he's 46. So it's not necessarily the age. It's not necessarily the age. It's the fact that he has not fought since 1996. That's my problem. Like, Michael Jordan can't get back on the basketball court right now. Michael Jordan right now. And go up against a prime LeBron James or a prime James Harden or a prime Greek Freak. Like, he can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can't. This is how I look at it. Nigel Benn is going up against a guy that's arguably a top 15 guy. Even if you don't want to say top 15, he's top 20. And you haven't fought since 1996 and you think you're going to hop back in the ring? This is crazy. Like, I'm extremely interested, but at the same time, I have a certain level of fear with this fight because we've seen two boxers die in 2019, and we've seen Adonis Stevenson have his situation, Zab Judah have his situation, and I really be worried about boxers' safety more than other hardcore boxing fans. Some hardcore boxing fans don't give a damn, but me, I be really concerned about the health and well-being of these fighters, because like Deontay Wilder say all the time, you can't play boxing. I don't even know if I'm gonna watch this fight, but just something about this fight just doesn't feel right to me. Like, I can't sit back and enjoy this fight and just enjoy it for entertainment or just competition. I think I would just be too worried for Nigel Benn. I don't know who's around him, who's a part of his team, but if he needs closure, they should have just threw him a party where they just did highlights of his whole career. And let that be closure. Find a different way to get closure, but hopping in the ring at the age of 55 and you haven't fought since 1996, as a hardcore boxing fan, I have a major problem with that. I don't care if Nigel Benn wins or loses in this fight. I just want for him to come out safe. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5F TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.